Hey Doc, what's going on?
How you doing?
Good.
Chilling. How you been, Kayla?
I've been good.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to you coming through. Thanks for coming through, man. And inviting me to do this interview.
You're welcome. How long have you been drawing?
Ooh, I've been drawing since the 3rd grade. I think there was this kid named Brendan that was in my school in New York. Brentwood Schools in New York, Brendan Law. He used to draw pictures. I remember him drawing a picture of Wolverine, and once I seen that Wolverine picture, that shit turned me out because I was so young. I never knew that. I had no idea how comic books were made. I had comic books, but I didn't even know they were artists. Like, I don't know what I thought. But as soon as I seen somebody else draw one of those characters, and he was sitting in my class, I'm like, oh, I can do that? Get the fuck out of here. That's a wrap. So that was it. I just started practicing from then, and here I am.
Nice. Have you ever been to school before?
School for art? Yeah. I was already drawing for a long time before I started doing that. My first school for art, well, back in those days, we had really good art teachers, you know what I mean? These days, the programs are getting taken out of schools now, you know what I mean? They're doing away with gym. In some places they're doing away with art and music classes a lot, you know. But back then our school was like all set with all that stuff. So we had really good teachers in middle school and high school. And then I went to a school called Brookhaven Technical Center. I went to Islip Tech and Brookhaven Tech, 1 year for each. And that was digital arts and that was advertising, art, and design. And then from advertising, art, and design, I went to Captain Gibbs for digital arts and animation. That was in 2002. And I also went to School of Visual Arts for cartooning and illustration in 1997 to 98 for like a summer program. But that's like one of the top art schools in the world.
So is there a difference between a tattooer and a tattoo artist?
Yeah. I used to know a lot of guys who they were good at tracing stuff off the wall. You know what I mean? But they couldn't just draw something up, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think the difference is. A tattooer is just somebody who can, you know, maybe take this picture right here and trace it up and put it on you, you know what I mean? And that's most of the stuff that they do is flash art. Me, I like to do more freestyle stuff. I like to do stuff out the brain. I like to get a picture from somebody else and add my own little twist on it, but still have it mostly looking the same, you know? So yeah, I think that's just the difference.
Cool. So how did you begin tattooing?
Oh, that's a funny one. So, I remember I was a kid and I remember some old guy, I can't remember who he was, I think his name was Frank or whatever, but he gave me an idea. He told me he had all these tattoos on his arms, basically. He was an old dude, and he said that he just got a sewing needle, and he would tie thread around the end of the sewing needle so it wouldn't go too deep, and he would just prick and pluck himself, prick and pluck, prick and pluck, prick. So, my first tattoo, which was on my hand right here, was the first tattoo I did on myself was prick and pluck, like that. Then all this shit wound up being prick and pluck. And then, you know, over the years I got a real tattoo machine, but that's a whole nother story. You know, I started doing my cousins, you know what I'm saying, by doing like that. And then there was a whole other problem, which is, I'm gonna save that for my book. One day I'm gonna write a book. And so I got in a little bit of trouble with the law, and then I asked, you know, myself, like, what am I gonna do? And people in there kept asking me to do draw up tattoos and stuff for them. So I was like, well, hey, why don't I just do that when I get out? So when I got out, I just did whatever I could to get an apprenticeship. Finally got one, stayed there for a couple years, and came back to New York and started, you know, with my cousin Lamar. Shout out to him, man. He just came home. Started with my cousin Lamar. We was just 24 hours tattoo service, driving around New York, driving around Long Island, and all the way to today. It's always just been another step, you know what I'm saying? Another stepping stone to get where we're trying to go. We're nowhere near the end yet, but that's why we're doing this.
Brainchild, b.a.n.g. How did you come about this?
Brainchild Inc. started out. Brainchild Inc. started out in Florida as it was Brainchild Records. Was it? Oh no, it was Brainchild Entertainment, and that was me and my man Elgin David, and we were a group called Icarus Brain, and a rap group. So it was kind of like pop rap. It was really very campy music. So yeah, it started from that, and then I just kept the word Brainchild, and that was all I could. I had a logo already drawn up. It was a baby with a microphone attached to the umbilical cord. So I was like, fuck that. I had designed that. I'm like, I'm just gonna take the microphone off and put a tattoo machine at the end, because this is how I eat. And that was it. You know, a lot of people used to ask me for free tattoos also, like back in the day in New York. So that was also the reason why I wanted to put the umbilical cord connected to the machine, to let them know that this is the way I eat. I don't have a 9 to 5 like you guys do, you know? So.
Gotcha. How long do you see yourself tattooing, or how old do you think you will be when you stop?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. Honestly, I would probably have to have some kind of physical ailment. Definitely some kind of physical ailment that would keep me from tattooing. I gotta be like going blind, or my hands gotta be all carpal tunnel and whatever. Carpal tunnel? Yeah, carpal tunnel. So, yeah, I gotta be all snapped up for me to stop doing tattoos.
What are some of the biggest or best jobs you've done?
I've done a lot of big jobs over the years, from like 2009, but as time goes on, it's not, I don't know, I don't do as many big jobs as I used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was almost like an exhibition kind of thing. So, you know, we're all testing out like, yo, I heard you get tattooed and blah blah blah. Like, no, it wasn't even a professional thing really back then. So those were the days when I was doing some off the wall giant back pieces and stuff like that. You know, when I was still a scratch artist. Now that I'm more professional, I get more different clients that, you know, every once in a while I get a big one. Like your tattoo was a big one. That shit was fucking half a sleeve. And yeah, my girlfriend's tattoo, you know, that one was important because that meant something to her. So, but that was pretty big. That was like a thigh sleeve. A lot of big ones.
Where are we at, and how can everybody get in touch with you?
Alright, we're in Bath, New Hampshire right now. Everybody can get in touch with me through Facebook. I'm Eric Hamilton. Brainchild Inc. You can also look up Brainchild Inc. on Facebook. I have that page. I have the Twitter for Brainchild Inc. All you gotta do is just Google and type in Brainchild Inc. My email is hamilton.eric@gmail.com or brainchildinc@gmail.com. The Hamilton.eric that's my direct, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. All you gotta do, like I said, is go on Google, type in Brainchild Inc. and you can't miss it. It's gonna be the first. There's no other tattoo shop with that name. That's why I chose it.